or are you doing?
Yeah, I think we owe it to see him in person.
Okay, who are you bringing?
Bring Damian. Actually, yeah, Ugg and Damian. Or Sam and Damian.
There we go. Dick. And I guess Callie, because Callie is being your
bodyguard.
Your bodyguard.
Yep, cool. I'll take those 2 talents off our sheet.
You'd be nice to where friggin' Godiva will be your next bodyguard.
All right. Hi, there's somebody important meeting with the commissioner when you go. Low, there isn't. Okay, there is. Let me look at the Luda sheet to see who is also. Vaddapol.
Right.
Oh, look at Mr. Bane is at the sort of in the nearby vicinity. There's tokens there. Gods.
6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's a big, fat, happy guy standing with 2 wizard-like ladies, standing in the waiting room to speak to the commissioner.
Huh.
I'm just gonna move these guys over there a little bit. Just a little bit.
Sure. So yeah, you're waiting. You're waiting for Dimitri Vaska, and you notice that there's a big man. He's got a gold chain around his neck and a weird head thing, and he bare-chested. And there are 2 very attractive wizard types sitting beside him, and there are some halflings that tell you to wait here.
Oh. Does he look receptive to communication, or is he like very private looking?
He's got a big ass blinging chain, a bare chest, a funny hat, and he's surrounded by 2 hot ladies. He's not ready to
I think he's good to
don't
chat.
know who is.
I think he's good to chat.
Kelly like paused for a moment as she was like staring at them for a second. She was like,
Bling
"Oh."
bling. Greetings.
Hello.
My name is Arlen.
He's looking at your chair.
I wheel over. My name is Arlen. I'm with the Circus of Doom.
Oh, Chibagast. He actually gets up and leans down to shake your hand.
Yeah, I wheeled
He
over.
glances at the others. He glances at Sam's hand, and then he recognizes Damian, but he doesn't say hello to Damian.
Yeah. These are some of my gladiators, and the lieutenant.
You're the dreadful circus, he says.
Close enough.
Oh, good
Yes.
to meet you. Good to meet you. And he's shaking your hand profusely at this point in time. Oh, don't mind my rudeness. This is Rala, and this is Rover and Rala. He got it mixed up at first.
Greetings, Rover and Rala.
They both are sitting quietly and calm. They seem to be much more reserved.
Chabagast.
Yes, Master Chibagast's son, Lord of the Beasts.
Lord of the
Beast
Beasts.
Tamers, yes.
Oh, yes. The magnificent. I
Wait, that
saw
big
that.
poison thing isn't going to be there tomorrow or next week, is it?
Poison thing. Which one are you talking about? He says. I have a few critters that he actually walks over and like shakes your hand sort of thing.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, hello, Sam.
I think it was a chimera or a
I don't think you guys saw it.
Pegasus or a the one that beat Magnus.
He kind of looks like he's trying to hide. He's very boyish in his facial expression. He's like, no.
Oh.
All right, interesting.
Well, I suppose it's sort of guaranteed that the spring champion, whose only loss on record is to the Vino Manticore, may have a chance to regain some of his honor.
Yeah,
I wouldn't dare think to deny him of that. No.
Very kind of you.
Scary.
You should avoid it. You see, this year with my monsters, because some of the monsters are smart, we could actually win the games.
No. Fascinating.
Last time you had the
Mongo.
the drow. No, wasn't there the drow in there too? The drow,
yeah.
the drow
Yes.
on the
Magnus saved him.
He'll be participating again. He tries very hard.
Yeah, no, he's very impressive. He's a good
very
fight.
noble. He is one that will respect the rules of the arenas, whereas some of the others, I would watch out in particular for the Grim Gobleen. They have monstrous trolls this year. Monstrous, he says.
Oh,
Face
oh,
shape.
that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Bring fire, or acid, he says.
Yes, both would.
The
work on the troll.
one that you should really look out for, however, is we've finally begun to see Zargon, the Red Dragon, in the match, and it is a terrible beast. Even at a small age, Zargon has grown quite. Oh, I miss the little lizard, but he has become quite a worm. I'm not sure what they're feeding him because he's growing quite quickly.
Don't worry, Arlen. He can't burn your legs off. They're already gone.
That's true. That's
Shivagas
true.
laughs nervously.
Yeah, his legs were burned off by a little dragon thing.
You
Like,
notice
pretty
him
big dragon thing.
like quizzically looking in Damian's direction. Damian's just pacing near the door, like he doesn't care about.
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't want to engage in this conversation.
Well, I will be entering our Ludus into the game as well,
Oh well. Best of luck to you.
and to you,
Chebagas,
Chebagas.
perhaps you should come and rejoin us. We continue our conversation. Once you said you're entering the competition, the two wizards are calling Chebagast over.
Yeah,
Good luck. Good to meet you. He kind of bobs his head at Callie, who's like controlling where your chair is going. He goes and sits back down with the ladies.
He seems like a nice guy. I like him.
All right,
Yes,
the door
he's
opens.
quite
Some
agreeable.
frightened-looking halfling slaves go scrambling out of the way as two heavily armed soldiers just walk by. They kind of bump into Arlen's chair a little bit, like you're in my way.
Sam will give him a look. Like he's not ready to put up with that kind of shit.
Okay.
Like
The soldier stops, I guess, when Sam's kind of in your way, and there's sort of a
Sam, it's all right. These
stand down. We're in Vaddapol. They don't know who we are.
oh damn.
The two soldiers stop and wait at the door. Chebagast, is it? Oh, yes, Lord Bane. And Chebagast comes over and offers his hand. Lord Bane just sort of looks at the sweaty man's hand. He kind of wipes the sweat off his hand. And he still has it handed out. I look forward to seeing your beasts. I may have need of some of them in the capital. Oh, yes. Some of them are for sale and others are not. Everything has a price. Expect a scroll. Oh, yes, Lord Bane. He kind of bobs up and down and goes and sits back down with the wizards. He glances towards Arlen.
Lord Bane, my name is Arlen Lightbringer. I'm Lannister for the Circus of Dread under Countess Opal. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I've never heard of you.
We are new Ludus. We travel quite a bit. We haven't been in Vaddapol for too long, but we'll be joining the games as well.
I suppose I look forward to seeing you lose in the morrow. You lose later this week. Unless you've got some sort of ace up your sleeve.
Who wouldn't at a game like this? Are you planning on entering this game as well?
In a way. And he glances back towards the commissioner, who's lingering near his door, just in case there's anything further said.
Well, I hope you enjoy the games then.
He glances at Callie and Sam, and over like Damian in the corner is just watching. He just kind of walks on. He doesn't know who you are, so he doesn't spend much time with you. Excuse me. We'll get to you in a moment, Arlen. Chebagast, do come in. How is the Megafent doing? And he closes the door. And a low, muffled conversation.
We'll go to where there's a chair, like a thing.
Yep. Benches and wheel them over. Those guys were kind of rude. They almost got smacked.
They seemed very upset about something. I hope whoever upset them is careful.
Chebagast has his meeting. It seems to go well. Chebagast waves goodbye to you, and Damian just tries not to make eye contact so he doesn't have to talk to Chebagast. He's a stable master in Damian's eyes. So Chebagast leaves. He's like, "Good luck," is what he says to you, as he seems really. If that's a Ludus owner, that's a guy you could.
You should make friends with him. Hey, he doesn't look like he'd cheat you. The women might cheat you, but it's not him. That guy.
Oh, I wonder if he has any puppies and kitties that we could go and pet. He's like a beast tamer, right?
Yeah, we should go. Yeah, we should talk to him.
Arlen's like
Damian's like
Arlen's face palms.
I mean,
Puppies.
even like a little puppy Hydra or something, you know.
Oh, imagine
just stay out here.
if it's got 5 heads, you can bite each at the end of your little fingers.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Arlen starts wheeling himself.
Yep. Arlen. The Circus of Dread.
Yes.
Good to see you, he says.
Good
I
to
was
see you, Commissioner.
hoping that you would make it back in time for the season-end games. I'm assuming that is why you wish to speak to me.
Indeed it is. I hope there's enough time for us to complete our paperwork
Would you
for
get
our
the chair out of the way so Arlen can push himself up to the desk? That's right, and a couple of halflings are moving the
considerate
chair
of
out
you.
of the way.
Thank you.
So,
Damien?
it's like first place with like, they're not playing like halfling croquet. That's more the Lord
Nori, yeah.
Lord Nori does that. Okay.
No, they're just halflings in plain brown spun tunics. They do have kind of embroidery, like a patched embroidery on their shoulder, probably with the same banner that you're seeing that belong to the Commissioner of Games. And they do have placards around their neck that describe what skills they have. How will you be fighting in the season-end games? What are the Duke's plans in the matter? I haven't been able to. I haven't had a chance to speak to him since his return. Damon says, "In a matter, I'll be fighting, but not representing the Duke directly," says Damian.
Indeed. I've brought you our list, along with a warm ear for any information that you might have for us regarding how this will be set up. I mean, this is the first time we've done this, and we're kind of interested. And he's dropping 2 talents into his thing.
All right, subtract the 2 talents.
They're done.
Yes, given that we are on the eve of the games, I suppose some of the cats are out of the bag. He says. Well, it will be a team match, of course, up to 8. All of the Ludi, and he smiles as he kind of takes a folder that has the symbol of the House of the Grim Gobleen on it and puts it into his desk, and he's smiling about something.
I'm assuming that whatever horrible thing is going to happen to the Conclave was partially bribed through this office just a minute ago. And I'm assuming it's an unfathomable amount of money. It's just like, blah, blah, money.
Whatever, he was smiling about it, he puts it in his desk,
Yep.
and he's kind of lost in thought. Oh, yes, a team match, there will be multiple platforms, as I'm to understand that, given that there will be possibly trolls involved, some of the traps will involve various types of evocation.
Oh, there's traps. Oh dear.
Traps. Mm-hmm.
So different platforms. What is the goal of the game? How do you win? How does one win the game?
The goal of the game is to possess the 4 orbs.
Ah, there are 4 orbs, and you must possess all for a split second.
At one time.
So if you at one time possess all 4 orbs, then you win.
Yes.
Do they fit in your hand?
They do fit in your hand. As I understand them, the orbs are made from these different types of evocation magic.
Are they painful to hold?
He nods. I wouldn't want to hold on to one.
Are they deadly painful?
The Kofranian torch. We were thinking about involving that again, but we tend not to like to reuse the same artifacts of old.
Is it by any chance one is fiery, one is electric, one might be acidic, and one might be cold?
Yes?
Well, 4 is an interesting number, and I figured...
So, like the parts of evocation, he says.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose it's obvious then. Yes, the orbs will be hidden under the traps.
And you don't know which traps they're under.
No, of course not.
So you have to set each and
Are
every
there more
single
than
one
4
of them.
traps?
Oh, yes, there's, I think, 64 of them.
The worst. Oh my god.
I will
didn't
take that list
Trap
back.
Spotter, but I should have took Trap Spotter.
There will be doors in the floors of the platforms, and I understand that there's some grim things in store for those that open the wrong door.
So you open a door, and either there's a trap or an orb.
Or both.
The orb is a trap. I like it.
I'm envisioning Takashi's Castle. I don't know if you've seen Takashi's Castle.
This is a video game.
It's a Japanese TV show where they have this giant obstacle course with like a big mud puddle at the bottom and like big giant flipping, like ridiculously over the top.
like fists coming out.
Yeah,
and,
fists
like,
coming out of the
cups
wall that
spinning
are
and
like the
shit.
size
Yeah,
of
I
a
know.
person, and yeah.
All right.
Oh god.
Quite entertaining. How many other teams are there?
All the Ludi, the official Ludi of Vaddapol, will be putting in a team. Of course, some of the knights may not have their horses with them. It would not make sense.
Amusing, but it wouldn't make sense.
Yes. Do you have your list?
Yes, I do.
I see Lieutenant
You are?
Damian has joined. Quite the mercenary you are, Lieutenant. Lieutenant's just closed-mouthed. He looks over the list. It is a bit late to register. I'm sure that and he takes out a stamp and rubber stamps everything, and kind of like nonchalantly taps the ashtray.
I already put in 2 talents in there. You son of a... Puts in another talent.
Okay. He seems to continue the paperwork.
You motherfucker.
You're paying by the line.
Callie pulls out her hand and taps it. Oh, it might have worked, she says to Sam.
Maybe it needs to be metal. Sam puts out the metal
Yeah,
hand.
she's holding out Sam's hand and taps it. Could you paste your list into the chat?
Yeah.
I think you had a choice of whether it was Barak or Godiva or Callie. I don't know what the final list is.
We're going with the original. So yeah.
Over. Hopefully Mark is back.
Yes, because I need him to play Damian and Nibbles and Godiva. He's got 3 characters in one team. Does he have any in Conclave? No.
Scarab.
Oh, Scarab. Sorry, yeah, Scarab. Oh, sorry, you want the list. Here. Arlen, Damian, Ugg, Samuel, Edward, Nibbles, Godiva, and Grizak.
That's also a scary damn team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very scary.
Oh my, he says, Nibbles. He checks something. Is this a recently acquired gladiator? Grizak. Godiva. I do not have papers for these 3.
They were fighting in the other place. Oh, maybe not Godiva. Godiva, I don't think has ever been.
Yeah, you have the papers for them now. Like yeah. when Godiva was handed over to you, there are papers for Grizak and Nibbles. You have the papers from Fallen Stone, so you have their. He looks them over. Oh, I see. You've made some changes.
If he's gonna tap his thing, I put my hand on top of it.
Very interesting assortment. It appears that Godiva has never been a gladiator before. She is
She's unblooded.
Unblooded indeed. I'm afraid that I would have a small riot on my hands if I allowed an unblooded gladiator at this point of the season join a team at the last moment.
Yes.
He looks at your hand.
Tongue!
Is there
Not
another
anymore,
gladiator that could stand in her place?
No, he puts another talent in there.
Oh no, this would require me to have a meeting with all the Ludus Lannisters, and this is not the sort of thing that I'm going to let go by, especially to a new Ludus. Many of the Lannisters are upset at the newcomers, the Conclave of Crimson Scale, coming in and stealing what others felt was their victory. He's not letting you have an unregistered surprise gladiator.
Okay, well that...
Right. And like 1 talent is not like...
Not enough.
That is not the real bribe.
That is no, it's not. It's not like we really want this gladiator. Here's 20
we
talents,
don't really
kind of
want,
thing. 10 talents.
Don't really care. So,
Is there another gladiator that he's registered or whose paperwork is in order? And he's like neatly kind of stacking the paperwork from Grizak and Nibbles.
Give me 1 second. He looks at the team. He's like, we've got Callie and Barakton.
Callie doesn't have any paperwork.
No, I've never been in the sands.
Barakton it is.
Barak. Put Barak down.
Barakton it is.
Ah! And he opens up a little sheet, and there's a number, and he writes in Baraktarn's number, and writes in Baraktarn's name. He asks you to initial where the change was made. Yeah, you initial it, and he signs it, and he gets the paperwork, and he tells you that he would like to keep Grizak and Nibbles' paperwork here until he can make a copy. to return the originals to you.
That's acceptable.
Okay. It appears everything is in order.
Is that normal? Or, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, he just has no
copy of it.
No copy of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Please, we'll be staying at Lady Opal's residence.
Yes. Yes, the Countess. She's making quite the splash in this pool of ours.
She's a fantastic woman.
Well, I wish you all the luck and the blessings of both the old gods and the new.
Thank you.
And everything in between. You're going to need it, especially with this Magnus Zargon duo everyone is talking about. This new one, Scarab, is quite impressive.
Who would you say is the most impressive?
You notice Damon kind of like, the fuck is Scarab? Like he's actually trying to think.
He's doing the what?
Yeah.
Sounds very broken. As broken as me.
Yes. I will inform the other Lannisters of the local Ludi that you will be participating.
How are we gonna start with the stones? Because you get the stones put in, and then yeah.
We've never fought. Very good question, Sam. We've never fought. We know there was construction happening in the arena regarding some stones to avoid some cheating. How does this work with 8 Luduses?
Oh, each Ludus will have their own designated area. A square has 4 sides. There will be several areas where you have to bring back the orbs and hold on to them.
So we could do the magic cheaty thing that the Crimson Scale do, or
magic cheaty thing,
where they just they use their alchemists to make like lots and lots and lots of spells.
Unfortunately, yes. The null stones are ill-equipped to handle so many gladiators at once. As you take position onto the field, each group by 2s will spend some time upon the null stones before taking their positions on the field. As the last Ludus to register, you will arrive on the field last.
How much time will we have between getting off the stone and starting the fight? Or do we start the fight on the stones?
Advantage to being first.
The advantage of being first is you have to
right,
stand
exactly.
there for 80 minutes. And,
yeah.
Unless there might be ways to change your order. I would have to make a significant bribe.
No, I'm not that rich.
Damian's like, you should bribe him.
He said, what did he say?
You should bribe him. I would like ample opportunity to put up my spells before the match begins.
Indeed. 5 talents?
Oh no, to change this would require me to talk to both them. The Beast Tamers as well as the Civilized House of the Grim Gobleen. I couldn't do it for anything less than 30.
We don't have that. We have 30. Well, actually, we have that.
And you're fucking trying to buy magic carpets?
We have. Yeah. Well, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. I was like, oh. That's
he smiles.
Expensive.
The House of the Civilized Gobleen seems very amenable to changing their order. And the beasts, well, the beasts are just as destructive without it.
Diplomacy with this gentleman. Let's see what we can get this down to.
Sure, give me a diplomacy roll.
Good, sir.
The minimum DC is 25.
Do I get a bonus from anyone?
Give me a second, I think. So.
Damian is saying play this man's game, so you get a +2 from Damian.
Just Circus. Sam's diplomacy is +8.
Sam's being a big, polite galoot in the back.
Hey, come on. 19.
Awesome.
So, +2.
Okay. 35.
Okay, some haggling happens. You suss it out. He's willing to go down to 15 talents.
Much better. Done. Yes, done. I'm taking that off our list.
Okay, do you want to go second last or third last?
We'll go third last.
Okay. After you is the Civilized House, the Grim Gobleen. You get the sense that they don't care when they go.
Mm-hmm.
It's curious that they registered last. Like, they were almost the last people to register. And then Chebagast, his beast will go last.
So it'd be them, like those two are the last pair.
Yeah, the last pair. Yeah.
It's weird because like in my brain it feels like it's the advantage is to basically go first. Because
the
then you have
advantage is
lots
to go
and lots of
first.
time.
Then you've got like 30 minutes to stand around and
Cast
buff.
spells.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then going last is like, oh shit.
Oh shit! Now we're gotta climb up into our position, and then yeah.
Yep. You're
Normally the champions would come out last, but given the nature of the null stones, the Ludi figured out pretty quickly how to game this.
When is the... Okay, so at least the Conclave is going to be there for...
Yeah. So you met with the commissioner. I think this was a good meeting. But now we need to plan out the week. So Radimer is researching in
schedule.
Researching in Terraslene. Damian is fighting.
Season end.
Ugg is fighting.
Fighting.
Arlen's fighting.
Fighting. Katarn is fighting.
And
1, 2, 3, 4,
Godiva.
5, 6, 7, 8.
it's not fighting.
Bodyguard, I guess, or watching, or spectator.
Godiva is not... Yeah.
What are you doing there, sweetie?
8.
Come on over here, give Godiva a kiss.
All right, and is
Okay.
there a particular role-playing encounter that Arlen wants to do?
I've done enough. I don't think there's anything... Oh, I want to meet with... What's her name? The Countess's niece.
You want to meet? With
It wouldn't...
the
I don't have to
Conclave?
play... Yeah, no, the
The
Countess's niece.
Countess's niece.
I
Okay.
don't need... Oh, sorry. The Conclave. Yeah. So just so I don't forget, the niece sends me is like, "Hi, it's me again. Oh, I have to go fight and maybe die." But he's gonna sit down and speak with everybody and say like, "Okay, guys, where are we gonna go fighting at? Who are we gonna fight with?"
I plan to go to a petting zoo with Callie, if that was the point. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. They're not alone yet.
Yep.
They're not alone. All right, so Ugg doesn't have anything particularly he wants to do. Sam wants to go to petting zoo.
Well, we want to go to the Beast Tamer's stable,
Yeah.
which is to go
Okay.
see the animals.
Grizak, was there anything you wanted to do in Vaddapol while you're here?
Yeah, he's gonna fly around and look at what's going on with the arena.
Okay.
We're gonna fight there.
Look at arena.
Not from the inside, like from above.
Giant Nibbles is just going to get ready. Edward actually got enough XP last game to level, but he hasn't had enough time to level. So he has his hit dice, just not new
Yeah,
spells.
that's not. Same with Ugg, right?
Well, no, Ugg is already leveled.
Oh, there was two of them that had that. It was Sam, Edward, and somebody else.
Widget has finished training as well.
Right. Okay.
Widget is not on this timeline. Undwin isn't there. Godiva. It looks like we've got everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sam and Callie go to petting zoo.
Do that while I go to the loo.
After meeting with the commissioner, you guys go on a romantic walk and go to the Beast Tamer's Lodge.
Yeah.
You end up beating Chebagast back, and this strange... You're like, yeah, let's go talk to Chebagast. You knock on the door.
Coming, always serving.
Door opens. This Callie jumps back from it.
Yes, I seem to have that effect upon those that come to my door. Who are you? What do you want, please?
I'm Sam. This is Callie. We were talking with Chebagast, and we wanted to see if there was any animals to take a look at. You know, maybe some puppies or something, or maybe a little baby hydra.
Petting zoo, yes. You want to go to a petting zoo?
Yeah.
Come with me.
Seems legit.
What brings you to Vaddapol? Are the two of you slaves?
No. Well, I'm a slave, but Callie's not.
No, I work at the retreat.
Oh, nice place. Nice. And you want to see what? Beast?
I don't know, some babies, I guess.
Yeah,
something cute.
Something cute, yeah.
This way.
Brings you into the Beast Tamer's stable, and
Wait here.
somebody's yells for cadavers.
Cadavers always have something to do. Never time to make friends.
You'd be left alone in the stables for a bit. You notice that there's one stable area with the hay that is recently freshly kind of put in, some fresh hay.
Hey, look at that. Hey,
Callie
why
pulls
don't we go over
you
there?
into a stall. It's at this point that I may change it from cultist demon Lord Nemi to wild beast. Angry beast. The two of you are in the hay when Callie's eyes go wide, not because of what you're doing, but because of
Uh-oh.
a sound in the other room.
What something else is doing.
Thank you, Ahmed.
No problem. I'm here to support thee in the weirdest ways possible.
So I did hear that Magnus will be fighting.
Yes, I can't wait. Can't wait to see him again.
Two of you are hiding in a bale of hay and a horse stall as something comes in.
I'm gonna readjust the clothing a little bit.
You clench a little
Don't
bit.
die with my dick out.
There's two creatures talking. You don't know what the other creature is.
That's the.
Yep.
I suspect that he is going to try to find a way to make himself immune to this. Yes, they are quite wily and they have lots of money. There are ways to make yourself immune to this poison. Yes. Perhaps we should sell them some potions. What an excellent idea, Vinamentko. Excellent idea. Yes, sell them rotten ones. No, I understand what you said. No need to spell it out. Spell it out if you wish.
Make sure he is not immune to my greatness.
Yes, of course. We will work with some of the alchemists.
I still don't see the other person.
Nope.
They're like around the corner or
Yeah,
something.
they're kind of around the corner. Do you want to stealth to get a look?
I don't want to move.
I wouldn't move if I was you.
I just hope this thing doesn't have gas or something.
I'm just gonna check to see if manticores have scent.
Oh, randomly, we're going to invest in that. And the question is, what do we do with the information if we get out of here?
Go.
Yes, yes.
You can hear the barn door kind of rattle.
I smell something.
You could hear like at the far end of the barn, something like his tail kind of slapping open some of the wooden doors to the stalls.
All right.
There are, if you remember, there are like 6 stalls. He just opened the far
Yeah.
one.
All right. Okay. How do we get out of here?
Okay, you're looking around. If you roll a 1 on a 3, there's a window leading into the... Well, actually, there's a chute leading up because all the fresh hay, right? There's a chute where the hay got thrown down from above. So you can climb the chute, and there's a window near there, or you can make a dash for the front door. Or hide deeper into the...
We need to. I think. Here, let's just take a quick peek.
She mouths the words, like kind of...
Now do you hate Magnus so much?
Who is here? I don't recognize your scent. That's the scent of a woman.
Sam is going to basically push Callie up the fucking chute for sure.
All right, so you push her up the chute. Give me a climb check.
Okay.
Callie can make a climb check, and you can aid.
Swift action, take monkey. Monkey stance. Move action, take monkey stance. You get a hell of a bonus on your climb speed.
Here, give me a second. Let's just see if she can do monkey stance or monkey style.
It's the first one's monkey style.
So.
Is it the first or the second one? I think it's the first one that gives you move speed.
Callie here.
Add your wisdom. Add your wisdom to acrobatics.
So it's add your wisdom to acrobatics. You take no penalty on attack rolls.
Crawl or stand
prone.
from lying prone without provoking a wounding a stand as a swift.
Nothing about climbing. And you need 5 ranks in climb to take that feat, which...
Oh, fuck. It's the second one.
Right.
It's the second one, not this one.
Sam auto aids.
Okay.
And she gets a 15.
Oh, you have to push her butt out the window,
Hey!
He sees you kind of push her all the way up, like she's standing on your palms, and you push her all the way up the kind of chute, and she kind of clumsily, she looks back, she smiles at it, and hops down to the other side of the barn. At this point, it's initiative.
Yep. Put her on the other side of the barn.
Does Grizak see Callie jumping out of a window? Oh yeah, look at this!
So I think it won initiative. I've got.
They're
I got a
right
total of
beside the
16.
gladiator arena.
Okay. The creature moves all the way to the door to the stall that you're in, and basically headbutts it open. Right, so that was a move and a move. It's. Oh, let's see if it has any. poison cloud. Toxic flesh. Yeah, there's a fort save.
Yay! Is it a paralysis?
It is not.
Okay.
This is Demon Lord Nemi's villain point, by the way.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I was like, I want to go do the thing, is what I said, and it's a great idea. And then Nemi's like, I want to spend a villain point on that thing, and I'm like, fuck.
Fuck.
Demon Lord's like, feast on him! Find him!
Thank you.
Oh, you failed by 1. Okay, so you are poisoned. You take 3 strength damage, and you're sickened.
Alright.
He kind of coughs in your face, and there's this cloying kind of like fume that's coming off of the Vino Manticore.
Hello there. You're not female. Where is she?
You certain you're not female? We're gonna go to crane stance.
Yeah.
And we're going to now. Can I move around him?
You're kind of in like a horse stall, and he's large, so he's kind of standing at the front of the horse stall. You could climb the chute towards the window,
Alright.
or you could try to tumble through his squares.
I will climb the chute.
Okay. It's a barn, so you could also try to jump and grab a hold of a beam and
I will jump.
half kind of climb and kind of scramble and monkey your way out.
I will do it that way.
Okay. Which means you're not going through his squares, but you're going through his threatened area.
Right.
So give me first. It's an acrobatics check, DC 15, to get up out of the.
Can I do it in one move? Do I need a full round action to get out? Basically, it's whether I'm doing a total defense.
You get to the other side of him with clear line to the front door as a move, because you have to kind of climb up and then swing and then go down.
Okay, so I'll do it. I'll do it without the total defense.
Okay.
Okay.
So first DC 20 acrobatics check to kind of do the whole climbing and combat and swing and.
Nemi,
No.
I think.
Fucking fall on my fucking face.
So you try to like parkour against the corner of the stall to reach up towards the beam. You touch the beam and your hand just go flying right back down.
Hero point spent.
Reroll.
That would hero point spent would mean it's
18.
18.
Or if it was spent before.
But he rolled a
it would
1
be
anyways. It would be
22.
he rolled a 1 anyways though.
It's a skill check.
Okay, fine. Randomly, we're gonna roll a hero point. I know there's a delay in the stream, so there's a hero point spent. Let's get this. Let me keep track of these.
Oh, fuck.
How about a hero point that a flying bird named a Grizak sees this? Sees Callie falling out of a window.
I would allow a hero point to make that happen. Otherwise, it's not.
Up
it is
to you,
not.
random.
That is not what randomly spend his hero point on, though.
Aw, man.
Okay. So
Yeah, give me a second. I'm still trying to find. I keep track of these in the initiative sheet. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's a very good point, Drake. Everyone's popping points before they. Yo, get rid of your villain points. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, for the Grizak. Okay, so would you like to spend it for the Grizak or for Sam to succeed in climbing over the Vino Manticore? Grizak or climb, and I'll get rid of Nemi's villain. Holy shit, he still has a. Here's the current count, by the way, of heroes and villains.
it's the Grizak.
He's a Grizak. All right. So Sam fucked up.
Fall down.
You fucked up by 5.
like-
So I think you kind of fell prone in front of him.
Yep. I will then.
You kind of slipped on the beam, and you're like, "Ow! I got some."
I will stand from prone.
Okay. It tries to bite you. When
Okay.
you're not
I
supposed
guess
to.
you gotta fight the Venomanticore. Oh, fuck.
AC 14.
No, that's not how the Vino Manticore fights. It's just don't breathe on me, Vino Manticore. Fuck. Okay.
All right, and then Grizak, you see, how is Grizak flying around in town?
He has overland flight now, and he's just flapping around as a bird. He's flying using the spell, but he's just flapping, so it looks really fucking weird.
Okay,
so
you notice that Callie is in the street, and she sees the weird bird, and she's like, "Oh, help!"
Fly down.
All right, so Grizak in bird form flies down. He's getting attacked. Sam's in there.
Oh, Shammy!
Okay, so hero point. You were in the vicinity as you were flying around the civic arena, and you saw Callie. Like, she knew that the ugly bird that flies weird was Grizak. So Grizak has enough. Grizak basically landed outside of the Beast Tamer stable. Now it's Sam's turn.
It's the Vino Manticore's turn.
Oh right, it bit as a
AOO.
AOO.
Huh. Well, shit.
What? Oh man.
That means asking for a sting and a bite.
Yeah, I think it's a bite and bite, 2 claws, and a spike.
All right.
It's bite and 2 claws. He's too close to fling his spikes. AC 30.
Yes.
Oh, crane style.
Actually, Crane Style isn't doing anything for me right now because I didn't.
AC 24 and a nat 20. I'll confirm the crit.
Oh
No.
fuck, dude.
That's the spike, isn't it?
No,
Oh, no,
it's
it's
the
not
claw.
the spike. It's the claw. Okay.
11 damage. The claw does have poison. And there's a fort save versus this poison. It's a different sort of poison than the poisonous fume.
Okay.
DC 20. Okay, so it this poison burns badly.
Your slave.
Yeah, and your property.
They feed me slaves in the arena.
You didn't eat Magnus. I saw it. You didn't get to eat him.
Oh no, but I'll eat him this time. For sure.
What's that over there?
Piss him off.
What I'm going to do to your little lady friend.
What's the stable made out of, Marty?
Heavy wood,
Okay.
like big wooden beams, like the type that ships are made out of. All right, so there's Vino Manticore. It's like Vino Manticore, Sam, Grizak. Is that kind of the? So Sam,
Sure.
you need to make a fort save versus the poison cloud. Okay, that is the first of 2 saves you need. Now your
Welcome
turn,
to my
Sam.
world.
Callie's running back over. She's like, "Oh, it's in there." She pulls open the door and she's pointing.
I'm going to try to hop over the goddamn thing again.
Yeah.
Ah, goddamn it.
Let's try this again.
Do it again. Ah. Hey.
Okay. 23 on the acrobatics check. Its CMD is.
It's no. It's the
Poison.
beams.
Yeah, you're still trying to swing over, but you still need to succeed. Oh, that's right. That's the actually pull off the maneuver. Now I need a tumble check.
I didn't realize. So I did not realize I was trying to tumble through. Sure, I'll try to tumble through. Yeah, the tumbles 24. I don't think it.
Its CMD by the book is 24.
Okay, because tumbles. They killed Tumble and.
All right. plus any of the cover and bonus for doing the cool maneuver, so you end up on the far side. You're still threatened. But
I don't care. Bye bye.
All right, so you're moving out of the Beast Tamer. Callie's there.
Yeah.
And you notice this sickly looking bird is there as well. I think it's Grizak. I think it's Grizak. All right, it will take its AOO as you go running away.
Yeah.
AC 20.
AC 35 against my ass right away. Ah!
So its head was kind of buried into the stable area, the one horse stall, and it kind of roughly moved out, banging against the wood and scrambling after you. Yeah, Sam's much quicker than it, but he's got this. He's hacking out a lung at this point in time. Yep.
Did you make it out?
Which means it's Grizak. Yeah, you're out in the street with Callie.
Oh, okay. Grizak will touch both of you. Oh wait. How much does it cost to turn back into Grizak?
Standard, unless you have a feat that allows you to.
Oh, standard. Yeah, turn back into Actually, no. He'll cast the animal speak.
He casts Overland Flight, and then
He doesn't have
turns into a
overland flight.
bird.
We found out that.
No. I do because we leveled.
Oh, okay.
So he used
leveled.
Overland Flight to turn into a bird, then use Overland Flight to fly around while as a bird.
Yeah.
So it's a bird without flapping its wings.
It's a
Flying
bird
in the air.
that's moving really slow and just sort of occasionally flapping.
And you got-
its
and then he
sword.
starts-
It's sorry.
You guys are right. Caw-caw!
It's a bird flying
Fuck
with its
you.
wings like all tucked in.
You guys doing all right? What are you doing? What's in there?
Alright, so
Shit, fucker up.
standing in the street. I think it's the Vino Manicore's turn. Brrr. It comes all the way up to the open doors of the barn, and its poison cloud now is over Callie and Grizak. Fort saves.
Oh, you shouldn't do that to the Grizak.
Is Grizak immune to poison?
I think so.
Venom immunity?
I think it's a disease. Give me a sec. Sorcerer, druid, venom immunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Grizak, the thing smells spicy.
19 from Callie, because that is the name of the game.
Fails by 1. She takes 1d3 strength and is sickened. 2 strength and is sickened.
Keep using stuff that doesn't include strength checks. Use that dex check.
Oh god, it smells! She's like, it's horrible! Which
Calm down there, pretty.
Which brings us to Sam and Callie. No, Grizak.
Well,
Wait, Grizak's last. Right. Okay, so
I'm
Sam,
last.
Sam and Callie.
yep.
Oh, it's gonna attack.
Callie-
Yeah, it's gonna try to attack Sam. And hits AC 26. Does not.
Callie's gonna. Well,
So we went to the lake place, and you started fighting with a fish. Came back to Vaddapol.
They just want to pet some baby goats or something.
baby goat or whatever, right? That's supposed to be what was a baby goat. So her grapple, she's a grappler. She does the like a whatcha and then does grapple thing.
Yeah,
And
this
she's a-
thing is glistening with slime and is dripping
I
venom
think
from
we're just-
every claw
I think we're
and
just-
tooth.
We're gonna get out of here. Just relax for a second. Just relax for a
Just take a
second.
total defense, or just take a 5-foot step back, withdraw
Okay.
from it.
Total.
Where are you going? Damn it!
So it claws at her as she's trying to total defense. AC 14 misses. All right, Sam.
Get beside
It's
her.
kind of in your face, like it ran up and tried to bite you.
Okay, I will attempt to knock out Blow It while I'm running away.
Yeah, you learn its reach is only 5, so
I will knock out Blow It.
punch it in the chin. See if this works. All right, its AC is pretty pathetic.
Well, I am strength drained and sickened, so
AC 20.
AC 20. Okay. My bonus to hit currently is 1d20 plus 9. AC 25.
You strike it.
Now a fort save from it to not get knocked out. The DC is not very high. It's a strength-based save.
What's the DC?
Wait a sec. It's a strength or dex-based save, and my dex is still good. DC 16. Okay.
No, it didn't make it, but you do.
Still popped at 1. Fuck you.
You did hit it.
2d6 plus 2 because my strength damage. 6 damage.
Is this an unarmed strike?
Yep.
What did you punch it with?
A steel hand.
It's toxic flesh. Your steel hand, unless a glove or gauntlet prevents flesh-to-flesh contact. So there's actually weird juices that come off of it, but your steel hand keeps you from getting a third type of poison that this thing has by touching its flesh. So yeah, okay. Grizak, what are you doing?
And then Sam's going away. He's not fighting the stupid thing.
It already took its AOO, so Grizak.
I don't know. I'll see you later, you piece of shit.
He's gonna teleport with these guys.
Okay, so it looks like Grizak moved away. It didn't have its AOO.
Yeah,
What
so
did
I
you
can
call me?
I can see him over. I can see this right
See what?
over here. Over here is where like our
Called
house
you a
is.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Where our we can see like up that hill.
You can see the rise. Yep.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
worry, it's a
teleport-
compliment. We'll see you later.
I'll teleport up there.
All right, so I think that's fair escape as Grizak teleports up next to Chateau de la
idiots.
Plume in the Sunrise House.
Fucking idiots.
Cadavers comes over. What are you doing? There's like all sorts of confusion.
So what were you guys doing?
We were...
And you look like shit.
Yeah, the two of you do need to make fort saves.
Call Wheelie over.
Sam has made one save and Callie has not made any.
Sam makes a second save.
Okay, so you take no more strength damage and your sicken goes away.
Callie makes a first save. Callie fails the second save.
Is Grizak helping at any point?
I don't have anything. That's what I'm looking at right now. I don't have anything to.
Okay, 3 strength damage.
You guys really need to see.
Makes a third save.
2 consecutive saves, so that's the
Oh.
first save.
2 saves.
That's the
Yeah,
first save. They're consecutive?
This sucks.
Hey, that or the points will eventually run out. Like, it's got to have a fucking max duration.
Yeah, 6 rounds.
The
Eventually
poison's
you-
already in their system, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing I can.
So
not
Sam
even
and
prep
her
for
end
this.
up kind of like spitting up their lunch and getting really woozy. She sits down and then loses her lunch again. Oh, that thing's just the smell. It just won't get out of my nostrils.
Bird thing try to kill us? Or... I don't think so.
Grizak's still a bird.
Not you, bird thing. The other bird thing. The uglier, less ugly. I don't know. The squeaky one.
She picks up some of her. She's sure sick as all over herself. She just sort of picks up some of it out of the dirt. She offers it to Grizak. You want some food, Grizak?
Comes in.
Grizak.
You ate corn.
It's Grizak is talking in bird form.
He's got animal
Yeah,
speak.
okay. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Why don't we just have a nice lay down for a minute? And...
All right, you guys,
What
why
was
don't you come
that
along?
thing?
That's the venom manicore thing that Chedagast has. We're gonna fight that. I'm gonna fight that later this week. I'm gonna rip its fucking head off.
What was it blathering on about potions?
I think he was talking about Magnus. And I saw that fight. The Magnus lost to it because of the poison. I mean, the thing's a big chump. It doesn't hit very hard, and it's just a big, soft, squishy sack. But it's got all the poison. So if you protect yourself from the poison, then you just beat it up like you would any other.
And she punches the bird.
He has a pretty damn high AC.
You're a spellcaster. Can you protect Sam against poison during the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well,
Then
you can or you're gonna. You're gonna, right?
Don't threaten me, Lou.
She then hops onto the back of the swan-like bird, and she's kind of riding it. She's a grappler. Like, what did you say to me? What did you say to me?
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Right. She's like takes an optimal grapple position. She's grappling the bird. Yeah, dude, Callie's good fun. I really appreciate Mark's cohort for once.
He's not trying to kill everyone. It's weird.
What's that?
Morally questionable every single time. It's like,
No, she's just the uncharismatic elf cohort of the very charismatic elf cohort.
Yep. Hey.
Makes sense, kind of. I'm hurt. Can we get some healing before we have to fight?
Go see Arlen. That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay. Well, let's wait for him to get back here.
yeah. Maybe we shouldn't be just lying in the road. Arlen.
Hey, you guys just go to the Sunset House and wait for Arlen to return.
Arlen just wheels out of the building. What happened?
No, they had gone there on
my,
the way
My
back.
sphinx just tightened. Something bad must have happened.
No, Arlen had gone off to talk to
Conclave.
the Conclave.
Yeah.
While this is going on, Damian and Arlen are going to the Conclave.
Who would you want to speak to at the Conclave?
We're rapidly approaching the position where we need Mark here.
It's only so long that we can sort of,
All right, so let's look at the other things that are going on. Let's go back up to the Conclave. So Ashoka was going to diplomance whom?
Diplomats the
Eben Shroud.
Eben Shroud. Yeah.
Okay, give me 14 dice. You have advantage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Are you doing this in person, trying to get a audience with Lord Bane, or are you doing this with gifts and couriers and letters and
Yeah, this roll sucked.
Yes, it was a poor roll, right?
This is Paul.
I remember having something I thought for my role-playing encounter. It's fine. I could do it. We can do it in person. That works. Yeah, we can do it in person. We should do this in person. Ashoka wants to do this one in person.
Okay. Let's find a place where Lord Bane is staying. So let's move Chebagas back to his stables. What's going on? Get back in the stable, Vino Manicor. You know better.
You know better. I smelled lady flesh.
The Silver Gander.
So when we got chased out, did we see anybody around the stable?
No, you got chased out. There was one round of combat, and then there was a teleport. So
I want to know who to give a giant wedgie to, or to protect from giant wedgies, so that somebody gets the poisoned poison potion.
So there's the Silver Gander, House of the Fat Man, and then we'll say that there is an expensive inn, which should be called the what?
The expensive inn.
No, it would be
All
like,
poor people beware.
like the Supplier Estate or something along those lines.
Inn and pub name generator.
Ocean View.
It's not quite.
Lakeshore.
So Marty, how many days
Bunch of,
before the
owl
fight?
and Firkin and the Firkin and lion and the chicken and the swan and the duck
Yeah.
and the goose.
Give me a second. Fantasy name generator. Some of these are silly.
Yep.
The silver platter?
It's called the Crystal Golem Estate. And yes, they've got a crystal golem. Ashoka ends up going to the Crystal Golem Estate.
Where is it?
With a gift, perhaps?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yes.
What is the gift?
It's right next door to us.
Wouldn't mind it being the head of Magnus. No.
Wouldn't mind it being the head of Magnus. That's funny.
Give me a second. The gift.
Magnus.
What was the? Was there a purse for that fight, or was that just like a fucking grudge match?
We didn't put it. What do you mean? We didn't put any money against each other.
Okay. Give me a second. Conclave Armory. So I'm really actually trying to sort this out. I don't need. So, wait a sec. Did we give the idols to Phineas?
Yeah, Phineas has them.
Fuck. That means I would need Mark to give them those.
The Louse House. It's really fancy. They're fancy lice. It's a great marketing team you got there if you can make that work.
You sell water in the ocean. Or
Never had rats. No, sirree.
I didn't ask about rats. Why are you talking about rats?
Never had them. No, sirree.
never had. Oh, good. Okay. It would be a... Ashoka is going to bring... I kind of want to bring Magnus's old armor, but I think that's probably too...
What does he care about that?
If he's any good at his job. No,
Yeah.
he'll bring...
Magnus would string you up if he ever found out all the shit you're up to. This is his left leg. This is his right leg.
Yeah, the Conclave sheet. It'll be like a 2-talent bit of artwork. In the Conclave, I'm just going to put edit workbook.
Okay, so you end up going there. You made sure with couriers that it was okay, and you do see that he's sitting at a booth, kind of in a back room of the Crystal Golem Estate. There's this beautiful crystal golem that it's like a crystalline statue that is carved like a golem, like a man in armor kind of thing, with the light coming in through some of the windows. It sort of reflects and is quite beautiful. It dominates sort of a lounge area, and you notice that this place is crawling with soldiers. The soldiers do escort you to the booth where Davin Bane is.
He doesn't bring some bribe money just to be...
He doesn't stand up when you're there. It does look like he was fiddling with some sort of tablet with like spinning blocks on it. He covers it up when you wander over and pushes it off to the side. It looked like an abacus, like a tablet with a bunch of axes kind of like drilled through it, and then little blocks that could move on the tablet, like some strange abacus. You don't know if it was a game or a counter. This man probably never smiles. He just looks up at you. Have a seat.
Ashoka will bow, take a seat.
Your gladiators are quite infuriating.
They are effective at their jobs, yes. And I might say that, well, there's been a bit of a rivalry between ourselves and the Grim Gobleen.
Yes. Apparently, last season there was a rivalry between you and the Sea God's Fury.
Yes.
And now the Sea God's Fury is no more.
It's more their doing than ours. As long as everyone keeps a cool head, things keep working. It's when things get too emotional that problems happen.
You see, I and those that support us invested quite a lot of money in the House of the Civilized Gobleen.
We ourselves also have backers and people we are beholden to.
Yes, they've spent a considerable amount of money trying to find ways to stymie this Magnus of yours and the other gladiators. I've heard reports that you are tricky, that you spy, that you use ill ways, that you slay gladiators when you shouldn't, and that you're a general menace.
There have been a few accidents in the arena, as well as some confusions in contracts. All of this I would freely admit to.
Tell me why I shouldn't just spend some of the largesse of the Ebon Shroud to resurrect some sort of dignity to the civilized house of the Grim Gobleen.
Well, how many chances have they had? I mean, we can work together, but Sindara has been rather difficult to deal with.
Yes, she has grown quite sloppy.
Just emotional. I'm certain with some practice she could be quite good at running this sort of thing.
You're from Volcanica, are you not?
Yes.
You
I
realize
have
that
an
your
accent.
people and my people come from the same world, though probably some distant corner relative to each other.
I suppose the Empire unites us all.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Are you a member of the Harad Gashava?
El Harad Gashaba. Is this something I should know about?
Oh, you definitely know about it.
Okay.
The Harad Gashava is also called the Scaled Order, and apparently worked into their name is a pun, where they take measure of your worth to the Empire. One of the reasons why the Nagaji are allowed to be subjects of the Empire was they had once their own series of countries and, civilization. The Empire, shot that all to hell. But the Harad Gashava was a order of spies and assassins that were so good at their job that the Imperium just absorbed it as opposed to totally destroying it. The Scaled Order takes measure of everyone's worth to the Imperium and solves problems that...
They're fucking awesome badasses. There's a bunch of badasses that are awesome.
solves problems that, the regular way of things can't.
It's one of the escalation paths.
The Radgashava have organized themselves into units based off of the color of scales of dragons.
Okay.
Is Ashoka a member of the Harad Gashava, or was he trained by them?
That would sound yes. If I have the opportunity to say yes, yes.
Did he complete his training?
I would see unless there was a reason why I wouldn't. I mean,
I'm letting you decide.
Evil back... spy prick.
Yeah,
yes.
like what was the second or third level Ashoka basically? So he was trained by them, and then does he still work for them, or is he loosely affiliated, or?
I probably see it more as a loose affiliation at this point.
Okay.
Like, as in unless he's like an activated resource when things are required.
I think what we'll call you is a sleeper. As in, you haven't been activated yet.
So I'm going to take this note where I just put in my thing where I'm like, the Shrine Gashava scale order, find a way to join them. I'm just going to put a little note in there.
You're a sleeper agent. Effectively, you're waiting for someone who has the secret words to tell you, and you're pretty sure that. Well, you don't know this, but you know that that your handler, somebody out there, knows your words, and you're pretty sure that you will do whatever they tell you. Which makes you a sleeping dragon, is effectively what you are. To give you an idea of the Harad Gashava and what they do, they have various orders. Red scales are concern themselves with the wars and conquest. Blue, trade, information, and diplomacy. Green, exploration, frontier, and scouting. Black are corruption in the Empire. White are just general mayhem.
Those are the people you put in other country, other like things to be conquered. Yeah.
Gold is rulership, silver is loyalty, bronze is transportation, brass is industry, and copper is culture. So if you're a spy of culture, you'd be keeping an eye on things that may or may not be simpatico with the Imperium. If you were of the red, you'd be spying on like fellow generals or your own generals to make sure that things are going well. You'd be keeping an eye on who has what weapon. Is a general trying to use a weapon that he's not allowed to win? On both sides. Like, this is an information network.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure that the head of the Harad Gashava eventually reports to the Undying Emperor himself. Like, it is one of the main branches of the Imperium. It's not a well-known one. So for the Ebon Shroud leader to bring this out, it could be because you're a Nagaji. Yeah.
That is a very peculiar question. How would I possibly be able to answer that in a way that is satisfactory?
Don't worry, I won't try to pry it out of you. But I think I met one earlier. Nagaji on this world are rare. You may want to have a conversation with the man over at that booth. And you do see that there is a well-dressed Nagaji sitting at the other side of the... Perhaps you share some kindred bond. Or perhaps I chose my lodgings poorly.
No finer establishment, to my knowledge, in Vaddapol.
What are your intentions here in Vaddapol? I mean with your Ludus and your little red dragon. You obviously want to win, but to what end? I have not heard of you putting up any of your winners for sale in Vinvosa, and to my knowledge you have not sold any of your gladiators here, at least anyone of any skill. What is your next step? You win, and then what?
I am I am supposed to generate the most powerful warriors I can, and what better way to do it? What those warriors are used for, not my concern.
I would be interested in acquiring some of your gladiators at a future time. The Ebon Shroud pays well for those who are ruthless. And you do have a reputation of being ruthless. It was my hope that Sindara would step up, but apparently she encountered you instead.
She took certain things far too seriously. Far too personally.
Whereas your people are not known for having great, big, warm, and fuzzy hearts. Your people sold out your own people to serve the Empire.
There is, aside from that man over there, there is one other Nagaji in this city. A slave of mine, whom I've never spoken with.
Ancient history, I suppose. Just, I wasn't expecting that this Ashoka, Pot, Lannister, and face of the Crimson Scale to be a Nagaji. Perhaps I have to punish someone for failing to report such. Perhaps you've done a good job at staying out of the limelight.
It's always good to have someone who enjoys the spotlight.
This Corsican of yours, this Magnus, how much control do you have over him?
In what realm?
Just in general.
It is a challenge.
Yes, Corsicans often are. I don't blame the Imperium from putting them to the torch, from purging them from certain lands. I suppose fighting spirit is what you want, though.
He is a true champion to his gladiators. He sees them more like family than as property. In addition, this is something I suspect Sindara has already stated to. She's already picked up on attacking those around him to hurt him. She's just weak in terms of selecting a goal.
I see you have a Samsaran amongst you, very rare. There's something about them that must bother the Imperials. Maybe it's the remembering your past lives more accurately. Very interesting. I'd be interested in purchasing this one. You are a feeder, Ludus, after all. Perhaps it's time that you start feeding.
I do not disagree, although there are certain members with which Magnus will need to be convinced. And I would suggest that the price of the Samsarin would be rather high with Magnus. He has fought with him in 2 end-of-seasons games, including one in the capital, with which he won.
Yes, I observed that fight. A bit of luck. A bit of bravado.
Not a true victory. I mean, I'm trying to remember the name. The guards did submit to him. I can't remember the name of the group.
Yes. Well, a season ago is ancient history.
Yes. What is the intent of the Ebon Shroud in our small, meager end-of-season games here?
Are you worried that we're going to help tip the hand of the Grim Gobleen? Prove to me that you are willing to negotiate, that you are willing to be a good trade partner here in this blood sport we find ourselves at the reign of. And I will make an overture that I'm sure that would make even your cold snake heart warm.
Is Sona the price of this overture?
Unless you have another gladiator that you wish to impress me with. He kind of opens up this flap of leather that's kind of a case that is hiding the weird thing. There's something called a fleas.
Yes. A knoll.
Yes, a knoll owned by an aristocrat. Trained in the art of fighting. A heavy armor.
Heavily armed. He has a propensity towards shields, if I remember correctly.
Yes. The others that you've entered in are Brog. I doubt you're going to sell your dragon to me. He smiles. So I won't insult you by asking. Scarab is a mercenary, hardly the sort. You do realize that there are some people in the capital that want him.
I only pray that we can maintain the funds to keep his contract up.
A treant? Is it cooperative?
It took a while to persuade. Bit of
Brog is the cannibal.
yes.
It's been a while since we've had a cannibal in the capital.
He is quite impressive at the task. He is able to eat multiple men. It's a bit of a trick, but it's good for the crowds.
Yes. Choose one of these gladiators of yours. While I'd prefer the blue one, one of the others I mentioned. I will give you a fair price and then some. And then this silliness with Sindara will end.
Brog, I can sign away. I can sign away without...
He is, and he glances at that weird thing with the blocks, which you're now certain has information about the gladiators on it.
Give me your fucking iPad!
Brog is a veteran.
What color is, what scale is Ashoka? I didn't hear that.
He's a
He's
sleeper.
not.
Oh.
He'll get cold.
They have like various concerns, like branches of concerns, but no, Ashoka's a sleeper agent.
Cool. Your people are
An
organized.
impressive veteran, a cannibal, something to entertain the people of the capital. The magical ability to eat things. I will give you 20 talents plus a final gift. And he actually produces a small scroll and just sort of taps it. Like, he's not going to let you have it yet. This does mean that you will sell your gladiators exclusively to the Ebon Shroud. At least we will have first pick.
Get a lawyer.
This is likely not a contract. There's a single piece of paper with a little ribbon on it.
Yeah.
It's like a scroll.
It would be first pick amongst gladiatorial concerns. As we stated earlier, the prime concern is to create the most powerful warriors on the planet for other interaction. Effectively, they're allowed to retire.
Fine.
He snaps his finger. A soldier comes over with a case. He opens it up and clinks down 20 talents.
I expect his paperwork to be sent here following the final match, of course.
Thank you.
I want to see what he can do. Try to keep him alive. This is the beginning of a beautiful arrangement.
He just slides that across and steps up and leaves you sitting alone at the booth. He goes over and talks to the bartender. Marvelous statue. Is it animate? You know, like he goes over.
Yeah.
And fucking...
We're gonna do like the and cast a arcane sight.
Okay, give me a bluff check as your.
It's not a bluff check. It's a feat. I'm going to. Sorry, it's sneaky spell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a. Sorry, it's not an arcane sight. It's just a detect magic.
Oh, on the scroll, you're not trying to look at Davos and see what spells he. Okay.
I don't fucking care with
Got
that
it.
part. No. If I was doing that would be
No, there's
detect-
no magic on the piece of parchment.
Okay.
You take off the ribbon.
Sure.
It is a wanted poster. It's not quite a public wanted poster. It is a note that says, effectively in... What languages do you speak?
I speak Nagaji, Imperial Common, High Imperial, Draconic, whatever language Akka spoke, Sverf, and Undercommon.
Do you speak Infernal yet?
I should probably learn Infernal. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I've got. Common.
Yes.
Okay, so because that's why I've got one of them in brackets.
Yep.
I could put Infernal over there. It seems appropriate with the.
Yeah, that's... Or you could just go talk to Nem.
Yeah.
There's
I have the language here with the
there's
black
something there's something that has. Give me a linguistics check.
All right. 20.
There's something with Sindara's name. There's something about the arena. And there seems to be a large monetary amount put beside it. It's written in Infernal. You're pretty sure that there's a paid hit on Sindara.
That's awesome. Oh, we're gonna kill Sindara. All right, I'll get Nemi to explain it to me, and then next whatever chunk of time he'll like.
Hey Magnus, do you want to kill what's her name?
Okay.
Okay,
You go and talk to Nim, I guess, or are you gonna go and talk to the other Nagaji?
We're gonna talk to we're gonna go have a quick, Is this seat taken?
It is now.
Okay. Ashoka will nod and have a seat. Ashoka Muruya. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alagesh Marindi. Where are you from? Where are you from, friend?
Volcanica.
Far from home. What brings you out to this hinterland?
Employment.
Ah, yes. Same here.
You can see that there's a book in front of him that says the myths and fables of the peoples of Vade.
New to this region?
Yes. I must admit this book isn't very helpful. The people out here are resilient.
Yes, they have a certain way about them. Takes quite a while to learn.
This place seems to be on the edge of where the Imperium has had its strong sway and an independent thread.
He taps the book.
This book is all filled with things about how a king of Vade or a kingdom of Vade would rule over all other kingdoms on Overseer.
Yes. They have not acclimated.
I hear
The
that.
process is slow.
Yes. They chose a different route here. Champions from this world are paraded across the many worlds of the Imperium. But I knew that the champions were but the top, a shining top to a great pyramid. And that pyramid must have been built upon blood, and bone, and sweat, and toil, and tears. And I wondered about how they constructed such a grand scheme. Then, how do they bottle such independent spirit? How do they have so many years and decades of games without riot? You give a dog, a bone, enough space to run around and to be a dog. Allow them to have their packs. It is brilliant. Sometimes it even shivers me in my own bed to wonder what other schemes our great masters concoct. Mind-boggling, isn't it, friend?
It is the power of hope.
No. It is the unseen the unseen hand. It is one who weaves many threads. One who is not stymied by death and decrepitude. One who has had the reins for a very long time. Pull this thread, snip that one, conquer this world, move on to the next. Allow...
You misinterpret my meaning. The thread being pulled is that of hope. It is not real, but it is real enough to motivate.
The scope. Much can be learned by other Imperials by studying Tarak. Most see this as just heathens, barbarians, mixed races. Many not even compatible with other humans, let alone Nikachi. But they have conquered this place without truly conquering it. And they've managed it without using the heavy hand they've used in other places. Did you know that once the population of Pastoria was over 1 billion?
No.
Do you know what the population of Pastoria is right now?
Enlighten me.
Not 1 billion. Far from, I suspect. Of course, I do not have that grade to know such things. Pastoria was built upon the bones of past. Why do you think their soil is so fertile? The rumors are they even slew a fertility goddess in their final days of conquest, and her blood spilled across the land, and it became the very breadbasket of the Imperium. Fascinating, isn't it? Then I asked myself, where could I go and study what it means to live next to a people before the gods were slaughtered? Tarak has many things to teach us. Many things that we can learn.
Have you introduced yourself or begun looking into the Masked Theologians?
Oh yes, I've seen them. Curious, they seem to be a panicky sort.
Yes. Apparently, they are having issues with communication.
I see. Most interesting.
Likely the early stages of the falling of their gods.
Oh, perhaps I came too late to this place.
Or just in time.
I hear that there are many free faiths on the eastern part of Abyssia. That But the Grand Duke himself is too busy conquering another continent to be worried about ruling the unruly. Hope, it appears, is dawnward. The inevitability, however, is that the sun must always set. Perhaps I'll move further to the east, and walk down this infamous road of sorrow to see what my eyes can see.
So, where would you find more information? The rats that stay on the sinking ship and fight to remain there, or the rats that flee?
It depends how tame the rats are that stay and fight. Perhaps I'll linger, for the season-end games, I hear, is a spectacle of spectacles.
There's always a good show.
I suppose I'll have to find tickets.
Typically, we have an empty seat in my box. If you're in our meager seating, we do have an open seat. Although that is totally up to your discretion.
It would be my pleasure to join one of my countrymen to see these games.
True sight to behold.
Ah, true sight to behold.
Ashoka will stand up from the table,
Yep.
make his way out. Just imagine, like, a room full of Nagaji, all trying to out-weirdo each other. It's the,
That guy was fun to play. I didn't know how the conversation was going to go. It kind of evolved as I went. Basically, my notes are his name, he's a Nagaji, and I knew he was a recent immigrant.
it's new.
He's
new around here.
He's new around here.
So, what does Nemi tell me the note says?
Okay, Nem.
And then Nemi's gonna be like, I already whispered in your ear a bunch of times, this is how you say this. Come on.
All right, so you go to. I don't know why you're at the.
I went to the wrong one. I've just.
Ashoka just ends up at the other Ludus. Hi. Hey. Yeah, you go.
Come over here, give me a kiss on the bonum.
So Ashoka's heading back. You're trying to wait for Nem. Damian and Arlen are coming down the street. And you notice that there's this beautiful black carriage and almost like a caravan of servants that are just outside of the Ludus at this point.
Oh.
And let me get some tokens.
Oh.
Damian says to "Oh, goody, Mummy's here," says Damian. "I hope they brought measly."
What horrible beast produced?
This tentacle comes out of the door. I knew it.
Lulu is coming out. Drakester, I had a fun time with that conversation too. It's pretty. Ashoka's so much fun to play.
Ashoka's an ass.
He doesn't give you any reasons to hate him. Come on, man.
And this is the perfect encounter that I said was going to happen for Mark, and I'm going to make it happen. Fortunately, Mark's not here.
I could use a chance to like take a piss.
Yeah, so basically we're gonna pause the. Ashoka's had his diplomacy, his diplomancy. Format painter. Phineas is looking at the books. Sid is going to spy. Let's do Sid's thing. I'm gonna take a quick wash and break too. My bladder's about to explode. But yeah, Ashoka is coming back. You're like eager to go and speak to Nem, and you're like,
I know what to say. I think
who the fuck are these visitors?
what the fuck is going on? And he's like, is big black carriage. Oh no, is this like friggin' Vogel showed up or I came from Parliament.
Oh, it's Mummy and Father. Oh, my sister's here too. There's Measly, says Damian. Oh, you're going to enjoy Measly. I'm going to make him walk around on all fours through the streets of Vaddapol. It's disgusting here.
Oh.
Oh, there's something very wrong with you.
No, this was to Arlen. Remember, Damian is traveling with Arlen.
Oh, sorry, yeah. There's something very wrong with you.
Oh,
Why
could you
that?
pretend that Measly's got a disease? You're a healer. Just pretend that he's got a disease and only 3 days to live.
Damian, stop being a child.
No,
We've got things to do.
It's Measly. Don't worry about it. He's used to it by now. That's part of the fun. Because he's so used
I
to
do
it,
not enjoy that.
you need to find the next thing that he's not used to.
Yes, I do not enjoy that. I feel sorry for the poor Measly, and I hope you have fun with him.
You elves didn't have whipping boys.
No.
Well, he was a grown man at that point, but he's sort of like a creature.
I can see how being treated like that for so long would break one's mind.
Yes, I think I've done it a few times. Damian is like got this boyish giddiness that you haven't seen on him in a while.
Arlen's like, this guy's gotta die.
I want the cohort so bad.
This guy's gotta die.
Measly and Damian.
Oh, that conversation. Perhaps we should have it now. It looks like they're just unpacking. Although, I don't expect them to stay at the Ludus for long. Once they see how shitty it really is, they're probably going to just leave. You know that crypt?
Yes, the one...
The crypt of Haramel, what's Duke everyone
Yes.
didn't like from the past, yeah?
The one we're trying to get access to.
That's the wrong crypt.
Wrong crypt of what?
Oh, apparently there's a bunch of noble crypts up there. The crypt that we want to go to is called the Crypt of the Iron Medusa.
Wait a minute. The crypt that we're going to is not the crypt where the cradle is?
No, it's probably got this cradle. I'm saying the crypt we want to go to that has the real good stuff is called the Crypt of the Iron Medusa.
Is this what you wanted to talk to me about before?
Yes, I, through my great looks and deeds as a arbiter, seem to caught the attention of some people who were in the know in Terraslene, and they told me that we should go to the Crypt of the Iron Medusa. You see, there was an ancient, old imperial family. They tried to become kings of Tebronia, or whatever the name of that northern barbarian state is. And the Imperium, get this, took all the members of their family and stuck them in their family crypt, which of course they built on the edge of Tebronia because they were insane, and they were damned. Stripped of their noble title, their names were struck from every record, and, well, living and dead, an entire noble family and their wealth has been placed in the Crypt of the Iron Medusa. Apparently their symbol was Medusa, and there was some great big deal a long time ago during the Shadow War. But the point is, Shadow War. If there's any place that we should be fighting to get a thingy to go and, a proper writ of exploration, it's the Crypt of Iron Medusa, not this Crypt of Duke Haramil.
We should probably speak to the Grand Mage about this.
Yes, or Radimer. Well, I asked Radimer if he knew what that crypt was. He didn't.
Okay. Have you let him know so that he can research about it when the time that we're gone?
Well, no,
I assume he will do his research while we're gone.
I mentioned the name of it.
You didn't say how important it was.
I mentioned that it would be even better than this other
Right.
crypt of the Duke.
That should be.
The Duke came after that. This family got damned, I think.